New Year's is coming. On March 20th, which is Friday, the sun is entering Aries at 10:46 a.m. Eastern Time. And this ingress, the planet entering a sign in direct motion, signals the astrological New Year. There are a variety of different New Years across different cultures. Typical calendar-wise that most of us are following is the Gregorian calendar, where we have January 1st. And then this is like the energetic New Year. We're talking about the sun entering Aries. For context, the sun changes signs every month. And that's how we have the astrological seasons. So there are 12 a year, 12 months, but they're not a one-to-one because it doesn't sync with the Gregorian calendar. They typically fall anywhere from like the 18th to the 23rd is like the widest range of when that sun ingress will happen. And it's going to vary. I would say for the most part this year, we're seeing like 19th and 20th is coming at most consistently. But again, it can fluctuate even as the months progress. Aries, notably, is the first sign of the zodiac. There's 12 zodiac signs. Again, 12 seasons, 12 months. And Aries is the cardinal fire sign. So cardinal is the modality. There's cardinal, fixed, mutable. Cardinal, that's like the leader. It's an initiator. All 4 cardinal signs signal the beginning of a astronomical season, meaning spring, summer, winter, fall. In the northern hemisphere, the start of Aries season is the start of spring. The fire element, that is speaking to inspiration, passion. The other elements are earth, air, and water. They all have different signatures. So therefore, the combination of that cardinal and fire piece coming together, that is a leader through inspiration, and it is ruled by the planet Mars, which represents action. And as you can see here thematically, it would make a lot of sense that during Aries season, and especially in the Astrological New Year portal, when that ingress is happening, when we're at that 0 degree point, 0 degrees means the beginning. It's supercharged with beginning energy. And then we have leadership energy. We have inspired action energy at the beginning degree point, the beginning of the beginning of a sign, which is the beginning of the entire zodiac. So that's why you can use the astrological new year when the sun is at 0 degrees of Aries as a huge initiation point for your entire year to cast your whole year out. I want to give a little bit of a contrast here. We have the Gregorian calendar New Year, which is January 1st. Astrologically, that is the middle of Capricorn season. Capricorn is a cardinal sign. In the northern hemisphere, it signals the beginning of winter. So cardinal, okay, that's fine, that's great, but it's an earth sign. And earth is all about stability. Further, Capricorn is Saturn ruled. And Saturn is about evaluating structures, making sure everything is secure, that it's planning for the long term. It's willing to cut things that aren't working. And it's not about sudden change. It's not an initiating energy. Oh, let me go do that. Saturn is very critical. It's assessing, it's evaluating. And that's why Capricorn is known for, yes, ambition. Oh, I have these goals. But with the Saturnian energy, we're really in deep contemplation and strategy mode. We're saying, all right, this is a vision I have. This is what I'm going to do to get there. It's more about planning than it is about execution. When people are setting a New Year's resolution on January 1st, unless you're coming up with a specific plan, you're thinking everything through and you're actually harnessing the Saturn/Capricorn energy, you're not really meant to be starting something new. You're meant to be building on your foundation or correcting your foundation. It's a great time to think about your vision for the year, as in the calendar year. What are things that I want to do in 2026? And how can I get there? And how can I see it from all sides and make sure I'm set up for success? It's more about the planning. It's more about the vision, maybe moving certain pieces into place, reviewing the foundational structure, but we're not kicking anything off. And in contrast, as I explained before, that is in fact the energy of Aries season. It's a time to start new things. So maybe around that turn of the Gregorian New Year, you were conceptualizing what you want to build this year. And you've been able to spend the last couple months strategizing, Pisces season, dreaming things up, making that vision bigger, more creative, and then you can implement it and push forward when we have Aries season. We're not framing it like I'm committing to this. That's more Saturn. So this is the tricky thing. We're just focused on the starting, lighting the match energy. This is a thing I'm going to do. And then it becomes on us to keep the fire going, which is why we can harness the entire Aries season where we have the fire in our belly and at our back to get the momentum. And we have an entire month's worth of momentum. So when the sun enters Aries, we will have Saturn there, we will have Neptune there, and in short time, which I've already recorded transit videos on, we're going to have Cazimis. That is when the sun conjoins, gets to the same degree point as Saturn, as Neptune. And those are going to be big moments of illumination and understanding. But yeah, all Aries season long, we have those two planets co-present. So the sun is going to shine a light. It's going to give us energy. And then all of those other personal planets are falling behind as well. So we have the sequence of all of those, Venus there, but Mercury will be coming, Mars will be coming. So we're going to have a lot of energy in this area of our chart and a lot of it during Aries season itself. The other thing that I want to note that's very important here, and why I said this is an especially potent Aries season, is because we will be retrograde free. So I mentioned this in my astrology transit class. Mercury stationing direct means that we won't have any planets moving in retrograde motion. Many of them will be in their shadow period, but they're still going to be moving forward. So we'll have this period of time until May 6th where all the planets are moving forward, and that is just really going to help massively with the momentum of us moving that ball down the line, getting it off the ground. If this was your chart and you had Pisces in the 12th and Aries in the 11th, you're looking for right here. If you have multiple houses, and you could have all sorts of different houses that don't line up. So you can see this is 30, this is 30, this is 30. But in this drawing, I have that there's actually 3 different houses that fall in Aries. So what you would be looking for if you use Placidus, which is your chart would look like this, you still look at the same point. You still go right here to 0 degrees. And in this case, you would say, all right, whatever this slice is, that's the house that I care about. What we'll do is I create a little bit of a formula here. You'll have to finagle it based on whatever it is that you're looking to do. But we're going to do some intention setting. So I'll give everybody some time to dream up what you want to do, what you want to write. And so the formula that I came up with, and of course I'll give an example for myself. This year I will, and then you put whatever your action is, because remember this is Aries Mars rule. This is an action, something we're going to do, not think about, contemplate. We're going to do this. And we want to do it for or within. I was trying to come up with the most general conjunctions. That's probably a different word, for the actual house area that we're talking about. So this year, I will take this action for or within this house area. So we use as an example, somebody said fourth house. This year, I will take some action for my family, for the house that I live in, my home. I will, and again, this is where, depending on the action, maybe you change for or within, but we're trying to target towards the house. So I'll just give some examples. So maybe the person for the fourth house is saying, this year I will do ancestry research to better understand my family. I will buy a new home. So again, you can change the format of it to make sure that it fits, but you need a clear action. It's a definitive action. This is the thing that we want to cast out into the universe, that we're going to do, and that we want to target this house, this life area. So I can go through some other examples just as people are brainstorming. And if you would like to cast it out into the universe, have us cheer you on, you can throw in the chat what you've come up with. It's okay, we're just workshopping, even if it's not your final version. We want to lock in the final version on Friday. That's the big day, but we can still brainstorm right now. Fifth house, I will create, and maybe the thing that you want to create or the thing that you want to express, it could be specific. If you just say, I want to create more, we want to be more focused than that. We want it to be a specific goal that we're trying to push to the finish line, that we're trying to kick off. So it could be that you want to start up a new creative hobby, or that you want to produce or create something very specific, that you want to have a regular inner child work practice, and be specific with what regular means. We don't want to keep it too broad. Sixth house, it could be that you want to start a specific wellness routine. You want to put safeguards in place for overseeing your physical health. Mental health is separate. Physical health. Work-life balance. I will start setting clearer boundaries with, my boss, with my job. And then elaborate. We want to get more specific than just that. It also could be, this year I will purchase a pet, buy a pet, adopt a pet. For seventh house, we're looking at committed partnerships. So maybe the thing that you are determined, that you are setting your intention for, is to get into that committed partnership. Maybe it is to hit the reset button on one that you're in. And that could be a lot of things. You're setting different expectations. You're bringing yourself forward more authentically with that person. You're ensuring that you are maintaining your individuality in that relationship. Lots of different options. If it's on the business side, that you are going to connect, you're going to sign a contract with a new business partner. Those are lots of different options for seventh house. For the eighth house, it could be therapy appointment. It could be getting your finances in line. If you have anything related to taxes or joint accounts, inheritance, taking action to resolve, get those things in order, that's a great intention or goal for yourself that you want to focus on. And then otherwise, transformation. It's a growth, a death and rebirth cycle. So that one, it feels a little bit broad. So you want to be specific. How are you going to transform? And how are you going to fuel that transformation process? Those are the things that you want to think about. Ninth house, this year I will learn. This year I will study. This year I will travel. You want to book that trip. This year I will book a trip to this place. This year, I will sign up for a class to study this. This year, I will teach. I will publish. I will get a certification, get a degree. So freedom here, as you can hear in some of the examples, I didn't 100% fit the template because of the examples I happened to give. So no pressure if it is not fully following along with this year, I will for or within, because the action is specific to you. The house is what is cast forth by your chart. If you have the 10th house for 0 degrees of Aries, then you could say something to the effect of, this year I will start a business, begin a new chapter in my career by having that conversation with my boss, filing whatever paperwork I need, or going to different locations because I want to buy some property, or like whatever the thing is to help you in reshaping your reputation and getting you to the next level of your career. So those are some different options if you have 10th house. If you're someone who is retired, you're like, well, I don't have a career right now, or maybe you're someone who doesn't work. It would be about reputation. So how you want to be known, what's your footprint that you're leaving, your legacy? How do you want to be known in the world? And it's not about ego. Aries can make it feel like it is, but it's just, what am I doing? What am I offering? What am I projecting? How are others going to see me for what I am bringing to the table? And so your decision, your action wouldn't be around how you feel about that perception, because that's not Aries energy. It's, I'm going to do something about it. So you could be making specific changes to help reshape how you are known, reshape what it is that you are offering, what it is that you are presenting to the world. And this is where this is a little bit of a trickier area. Like even some of the examples that I gave, well, is it 9th house? I'm going to sign up for this class because I need it to get to the next level in my career. I'm going to buy property. Is like 4th house. So this one may feel, when you're coming up with it, that you are borrowing from other houses. But it's all in service of that career and that reputation and getting you to the next level. It also could be, this year I will do X, Y, and Z to be more comfortable with being seen. That's another way of framing 10th house, because it's about visibility. So you just want to figure out what that action is, how you want to get yourself out of your comfort zone, how you want to get yourself in front of people, talking to people, connecting with people, sharing, whatever your thing is, so that you can be more comfortable being seen. So those are options for 10th house. All right, Rachel has shared. 5th house, this year I will open my heart for genuine love and connection while keeping healthy boundaries. Beautiful, beautiful. Again, 5th house, that is about intimacy, and Aries is a passionate sign. So it's like, yeah, I want something fiery. I want something to light me up. And then Rachel adding, because it's like, if you know yourself, you're like, okay, I don't want to burn out. I don't want this spark to be lit and that I am consumed by the fire. So it is totally okay to add a little thing on there at the end. Okay, I could see where this might go awry. I want to make sure that I have healthy boundaries in place. Because Aries is not necessarily going to be cognizant of that. Aries is just, I'm going to go for it. It's the ram. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do this. Who cares about consequences? But if you know yourself, you're like, I need to have some parameters. Add them. Nisha shared, 8th house Aries. This year, I focus on letting go of insecurities around success and likability. And you know what? Just so you know, that sounds like South Node Virgo eclipse. So that's the eclipse series that we are in right now. So you are picking up on that energy. I will do things that bring joy to myself and not to show others. I stop letting others' opinions and impressions. Yeah, what you're talking about, that's Virgo. That is Virgo energy right there. I pursue excellence on my own terms. Yeah. I am curious, Nisha, if you have any Virgo placements or if you're just picking up on the energy portal, because that whole description reads like this is a Virgo trying to let go. And I can relate to that because I have a Virgo moon. So I would say what you want to think about in maybe Virgo rising. There you go. There you go. That's what it is. Because your ascendant is being activated to release. South node is releasing. So your whole description is like, I need to let go of perfectionism, of control, of the standards that I have that are not serving me. So that's what you're talking about. So I would modify a little bit of what you come up with so that you can focus more on the mental health. And you are picking up, I think what you're going for was a little bit of the transformation. So you want to transform, and the transformation is coming from the work that you're doing with Virgo, but we want to pick up Aries. We want to pick up because it's like I want to do things that bring joy. That sounds like fifth house. So and like not being performative. That's a little bit of first or 10th. So you're kind of picking up on like a lot of areas of the chart. So I would say, and I wouldn't say like Aries isn't about excellence. That's a Virgo thing. Capricorn. Aries is more just about doing it. It's a little competitive. So what you're kind of saying is like, well, I don't want to be like competing. I just want to be able to do my own thing. So you can lean into the independence piece. I think you're picking up on some essence of that is you being an individual and it's separate from what everyone else says. So I think you can keep what you have, but just like the slight reframe so that it really targets the Aries piece more. So if what you're looking to do is you want to transform how you as an individual are, it could be self-talk. The mental health, it could be self-talk. And that could be the renegotiation here. So it's not about, I don't want to let others' opinions like impact me. It's like, I am going to pump myself up. So it's an action that's like, it's like a positive action. Like this year I will be my number one champion. To achieve my, my goals in excellence. And, it's like something a little bit more in that angle. It's a slight reframe, but it puts you in the seat of power, which is what we want for Aries. We don't want to think about letting things go, which we're doing separately with the South Node and the Eclipse series. We want to think about, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be in pursuit of this. And what you could do as Aries, as it's a very confident energy, is like, I'm going to be my own like best advocate. I'm going to be my biggest cheerleader. I'm going to cheer myself on to pursue the transformation and growth, which happens to be in the Virgo area. And that kind of allows you to like do a little bit of both. You're welcome. So Aries season itself runs from March 20th to April 19th. So those weeks, 4 weeks, that's when we are really pushing and using this intention. If you would like, write it down, hang it up somewhere that you can see it and just have it up all Aries season long. If you want it up all year long, you can. You could also create a vision board. If you wanted to do that on Friday, and this is where it depends on the type of person. If you're super creative and you're like, I don't want to just write something down on a piece of paper. Like I want it to be really kinetic activity, something that I can channel energy into. You could do journaling prompts. You could do some sort of a collage, whether physical or digital. And then you have the option. If it's digital, you put it on your phone, put a little widget or put on your back, your lock screen or your home page. If you want it to be on your laptop or computer background, you have a lot of options for how you can get exposed to it and see it. If you want it to kind of like subconsciously ping you so that every time you see it, you get reminded, that's right, that is my intention for the year. I'm going to keep doing that. So those are options if you want to keep it active beyond Aries season or beyond just the astrological New Year day. And it's totally up to you. Free will, whatever works for you, whatever you think would be most supportive of your goal and your intention for the year. What are you going to do over the next 12 months? And if you want any feedback, like I was, given some coaching on adjusting. If you're like, hey, this is what I'm coming up with, like, is this about right? Then feel free. You can send me a message on Insight Timer. You can send me a DM or send me an email. I'm happy to give you some notes on it. And then if you want to just use it or have it around, have it available, use it every once in a while, harness it for the new moon in Aries, which will also fall during this period of time. That's another secondary opportunity for intention setting. So you can kind of have a double whammy, 2 opportunities for harnessing that beginning energy. The sun entering Aries signals the beginning of the season, beginning of the calendar, astrological calendar year. And the new moon in Aries means that the sun and the moon will be at the same degree point, and new moons represent beginnings. So both of them have beginning signatures, and you can harness both of them for that intention for the manifestation. The difference between the new moon and this portal is this is like the whole year ahead. This is the equivalent of a New Year's resolution. Whereas that new moon in Aries is like the next 6 months.